This is the Office of the State Prosecutor, all right? Bryant Baith, Treasurer, all right, State Prosecutor's Office. What y'all trying to do is charge me $1,000 for late fees. I never took any money. I never took any money, all right? And I gave y'all campaign financing report. That's Jared Jimenez from the Board of Elections. So everything that Jared Jimenez you got to turn over. That's the State Board of Elections. Affidavit and expenditures, all right? Pre-primary 2, Dwayne G. Davis, all right? It shows you that I told you that we didn't never receive any money. I'm a whistleblower. You see that? No one left behind. No one left behind. And that's what we're talking about. That's the Out for Justice Entrepreneur of the Year, Shorty Davis. And Westmore, you said no one left behind. So we're going to put that to the test. No one left behind. That's Shorty Davis. Get out the vote. I'm an outreach coordinator with Out for Justice, an ex-felon-led organization. So Westmore, no one left behind. That's President Biden. That's my number. And that's a postal violations from 2008 to the present date. All right? This is postal violations. Baltimore County Detention Center. That's President Biden. That's Mayor Brandon Scott. That's Governor Hogan. That's Brian Frosh. You said no one left behind. I'm a prisoner's right advocate. I'm a whistleblower on the courts and the criminality in the courts. Stop and frisk and zero tolerance. I've been doing this since 2006. Me and you met each other. Remember the criminalization of poverty with Karen York? Social media for social change, like I said. That's parole and probation. That's President Biden, Department of Justice. That's WEEA Radio, Mark Steiner. I gave Mark Steiner a Jailhouse Diary. Mark Steiner did 2 interviews with me. And Mark Steiner ain't opened his mouth since this. That's Xavier Conway. If you go to Xavier Conway, he has my whistleblower's application for the Board of Elections. We talking about $250 million in intellectual property theft. That's Judge Karen. Judge Karen had me thrown out the courthouse. That's Natisha. She's the public defender's office. That's States Attorney Mosby. And that's Ivan Bates. Ivan Bates got this information. Ivan Bates been knowing about this since he worked for the NAACP. He used to work with Frank Boston down in Annapolis. Ivan Bates been knowing this since 2007. Chief Justice Mary Barbera. Yeah, I testified in front of Mary Barbera about the gag order, all right? That's Governor Westmore, and that's Governor Westmore. The world is going to see the true colors of Westmore, all right? You got legal mail. You have information and knowledge of corruption in the Democratic Party, the play-to-play political machine in which the Democratic Party created to oppress black Marylanders. That's Westmore. That's Governor Larry Hogan, all right? Like I said, I'm an activist. That's Shorty. That's Peter Francott. We talking about the money that you made off of stop and frisk and zero tolerance. We talking about the money you made off of my store. I was making $260,000 a year. Y'all got to compensate me for my losses. That's Delegate Stephanie Smith. That's Delegate Sheila Roof. All right. And Delegate Stephanie Smith has this book. This book is Criminal Charges Against Scott Shellenberger. The state prosecutor had these charges against Scott Shellenberger, but the state prosecutor refused. I was kidnapped on February the 7th, 2011, and criminally charged with a terrorist activity. I'm an activist. I'm not a terrorist. That's Jared Jimenez from the Board of Elections. That's Mayor Brandon Scott. That's Mayor Brandon Scott. That's Attorney General Anthony Brown. And that's Eric Barron from the Department of Justice. So the state prosecutor, Department of Justice, y'all make sure that y'all get all this paperwork together. All right? No one left behind. No one left behind. Y'all got mad because I applied for Martin Luther King's job. That's Eric Barron of the Department of Justice. Make sure y'all don't kill me like y'all killed Martin, like you killed Malcolm, like you killed Medgar Evers, like you killed Fred Hampton. Y'all got a history of killing activists and activism. But I ain't gonna die. If I die, I left a blueprint. I left a blueprint with everybody's name on it. We ain't gonna wait 50 years to tell who killed Shorty. We're not gonna wait 50 years like Emmett Till. We're gonna do this in 2023. Mayor Stephanie Rawlins-Blake, Commissioner Davis. I was making a movie about Martin O'Malley and his mom machine from 2006. You see this? You got that? The Creative Alliance in Boca. That's Ivan Bates. He got this. So when I see you in public and we had these public interviews or these public town halls, next time bring that information because I'm going to ask you about it. That's the public defender. All right? And like I said, I was making a movie. That's evidence. That's evidence. On February the 2nd, I blew the whistle on the Democratic Party. Westmore, no one left behind. Well, Westmore, what you going to do? You got 52 members of the Democratic Party that participated in this. Illinois, Maryland, city, county, state, federal levels. That's the public defender. I locked me up for toilets. That's Judge Carrion. All right? So we make sure that we see all this because I'm bringing this to Annapolis. Yes, it's me again. I was given your name about the inmates. That's me. Lake County, Illinois. And these are the inmates. So Joshua Harris of the NAACP, I'm an activist. I'm the best of the best in Baltimore. I'm an activist. And Joshua Harris know about this. The NAACP know about this. And they ain't open their mouth. Just like WEAA, being black in America. These are the criminal charges against Scott Shellenberger. All right? By the state of Maryland. I filed these charges. All right? And nobody did nothing about this yet. You see that? These are criminal charges. These are criminal charges. February the 2nd, 2011 at 8:52, I blew the whistle of Governor O'Malley and 52 members of the mob machine. I was making a movie, Get Shorty. All right? This movie was about Maryland's Democratic Party, the courts, and the police. On February the 6th, I shot footage of the movie at Towson Courthouse. On February the 7th, Scott Shellenberger locked me up. All right? Those are courts. That's the courts. So Westmore, Anthony Brown, Eric Barron, Ivan Bates. Do blacks have rights in which white America respect? Or is Jim Crow still alive? Is Jim Crow still alive?